The poorest ground you ever seen. Yeah, says Larkin's wife. That was some pretty rich ground, but what was the poorest ground you ever seen? Arthur Hopkins spoke right up and said, I seen some land so poor that it took 9 partridges to haul her bob white. That was rich land, boy, declared Larkins. I seen land so poor that the people come together and decided that it was too poor to raise anything on, so they gave it to the church, and the congregation built a church and called the pastor and held a meeting. But the land was so poor they had to wire up to Jacksonville for 10 sacks of commercial now, before they could raise a tune on that land. A poor country. 1. Please goodness, but that's a poor country down yonder. It makes the tears come into the killdeer's eyes when they fly over the old fields. Drat me, if you can ever get a drink of cider. And they ain't got no apples, but little runts of things, about as big as your thumb, and so sour that when the pig sticks his tooth in 'em, he lays back his jaw and hollers. You might hear him a mile, but it's eat pig or die, for that's all he's got. And then again, they're great for hunting foxes, and if you were to see their hounds, lean, lank, leopard-sided pups, and they're so poor that they have to prop up against a post and rail fence before they can raise a bark to a 10-cart. It's the poorest place ever made. 2. The dogs in a certain county in Maryland are so poor that they have to lean against a fence to bark. The kilties are so poor that they have to let down their drawbars to enable them to get into a field. The pigs are so poor that to prevent them from upsetting, they run downhill. They are compelled to suspend a lamp of lead on their tails to balance them. 3. An Eastern editor, in alluding to a rival town, says that it takes several of their pigs to pull up a blade of grass. But they're so poor, and the foremost seizes the spear of his mouth, and balance taking each other by the tail, where they all give a pull, a strong pull, and a pull together, and if it breaks, the whole tumble to the ground and want for sufficient strength to support themselves. It must take 3 or 4 such pigs to make a shadow.